y'all. So this is also Sky News, and I just happened to see at the end of the lefties losing it, there was some weird looking people. One lady almost looked like a frog. But anyway, it was just like he's gonna go through bizarre fashion trends. People pretty much it seemed like they mutilate their face or something for the sake of whatever. I mean, at this point, who knows? Like almost a botched. Ugh, yuck. Anyway, either botched, what do you call that? Plastic surgery, or just doing it to make themselves, I don't know, stand out. Let's just call it that. Anyway, we'll watch World's Gone Mad. And this is, like I said, also Sky News Australia. But let's see what he's got to say here. Oh my goodness. If it's going to play. Of
But
course,
there
I'm
are
in
others
trouble.
who believe it is your creativity or lack thereof that is responsible for your political leanings.
Creativity is a threat to conservative values.
What?
Being creative means that you're going to be a little weird, you're going to be a little different, and you're going to be a little cringy. When we are afraid of being different, being weird, and being cringy, that means that we're giving into conservative values.
What?
When we repress any part of ourselves, we're giving into current social norms.
Weird, different, and cringy. But what does she mean by creativity and expressing ourselves in a cringeworthy fashion? This, perhaps.
Oh, Lord. Anything for attention, I guess.
Or this, perhaps.
Oh, Lord, what the hell is that? Oh, the Met Gala. Ugh. Oh, no. Gosh.
Yes, that was the ultra-woke Met
Oh,
Gala.
my gosh.
Not many conservatives there, I suspect. And speaking of creativity, you can't go past these two. I can't wake up! Wake me up inside! Save me! Call my name and save me from wake me up! Save me! And part of being creative is, of course, being fashion conscious.
Around a month after I got home from surgery, I went for my first ever bra fitting. I then asked you which colours you thought would suit me best.
But be warned, even just one tiny supple nose ring could potentially still pose a metallurgic threat, in my opinion.
I have a quick question for anyone who voted for Donald Trump. What are you going to tell your child when they come home from school crying because their best friend was just taken out of their classroom by an immigration agent?
Good question. How about give me your email address so we can keep in touch? There are others, of course, who believe that even the humble pierced earring might affect your cognitive abilities when it comes to your choice of career. But there is no evidence to support this scurrilous contention.
It's crazy. I'm actually doing WGSS as my major, so it's like...
What does that mean? What's W?
Women's Gender and Sexuality Studies. So, like, this is...
Oh, my gosh.
How are you going to do with that degree?
Yeah, like, literally, but for real, like, I literally does, like, I don't honestly know.
But what about other less intrusive forms of cosmetics in this mad and crazy world, I hear you ask? Do nails, lipstick, hair implants, and so on give any clues as to political leanings?
Yes. Oh, Lord. Oh, my God. What the heck? This is what I saw. This lady looks like a frog. And this one looks like maybe one of them Avatar things. I never watched the movie, but just the angular face or even a who, because the way their nose is like scooped or whatever you want to call it. She looks like a frog. What is this? And what is the nails? They're just like unnatural, totally unnatural. Oh my gosh. What the hell is that supposed to be? Ugh. Ugh, why would you do that to your face?
Nice handbags. Other
Flex.
people believe that
Edward
in this
Scissorhands.
consumerist society, we are what we eat. And that being, for example, a passionate vegan makes us a better person.
Do you consider killing an animal a good thing to do? If it's needed, yes.
Like when you're talking about this supposedly natural food chain, like lions don't have weapons.
Yeah, they do. They've got a bunch of them on the internet.
Sure. their
And their
body.
tongue,
You know, we're not
their teeth.
going out sinking our teeth into the throats of animals and ripping
If we could, we would.
their
though.
throats out. We can't.
For other individuals, the overtly consumerist society we live in is proving
We'll see how long you last out in the wild if you were to come up against the lion. If he wouldn't come up and just rip your damn throat out, you stupid vegans. I just don't get that. That's, oh boy. Oh boy, they're just dumb.
overwhelming.
Not even gonna lie to y'all, Walmart really making me not even want to be gay no more.
Homo estás up, lesbian, cute, gay, ready to slay. Oh my god,
We can
bad.
just go ahead and skip
babe.
Pride Month because
Perhaps those rare flashes of common sense and defiance of the woke orthodoxy is why many people, such as the new Canadian Prime Minister, are so keen to censor social media. Here he was in April.
Large American online platforms have become seas of racism, misogyny, anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, and hate in all its forms. And they're being used by criminals to harm our children. My government will act.
Sorry, Mark. Yes, funny, isn't it, how many left-wing governments around the world, including the shiny new ones here and in Canada, are so desperate to impose strict government censorship and control of the most democratic form of communication, social media and the internet. What next? A one world government, perhaps, or is that just a conspiracy theory?
And the idea of subsidiarity is, let's get real. We need governments at all levels.
Oh Lord.
We need a global government. That's the UN.
Yes, that was arch-lefty Jeffrey Sachs suggesting we hand over control of our lives to the totally discredited, in my opinion, lobbies of the United Nations. No, thank you. Meanwhile, speaking of the hardcore left here in Australia and the re-election of the Albanese Labor government and the defeat of the centre-right coalition opposition, well, it's being blamed by all the liberal bedwetters on Donald Trump.
Donald Trump is toxic in Australian politics, and he should be, because he doesn't represent our values. He is as disapproved of by most coalition voters as he is by voters on the left.
What absolute nonsense. And that would be George Brandis, the former Liberal Party senator, whose values included helping topple Tony Abbott, the man who'd won a landslide for the Conservatives, in the back, stabbing him in the back and installing the appalling Malcolm Turnbull, who lost all but one of Abbott's seats. So if I were you, I'd take George's political advice with several kilos of salt. But there is more than just political analysis at stake here. George is suffering, I suspect, from that very serious and debilitating medical condition I've spoken about before, for which there appears to be no known cure. TDS.
TDS, do you know what that is? TDS, it's a horrible, horrible terminal disease. It destroys the mind.
Oh my God.
It destroys the mind before the body, but the body eventually goes. TDS is
Yes, actually you see it.
syndrome.
Yes,
Ugh.
TDS. The symptoms display themselves in the most peculiar ways.
Protesters in Switzerland staged an anti-Trump march wearing giant middle finger hats.
What?
Okay, other sufferers, such as this young man, once unbelievably a Hollywood heartthrob, simply retreat into a bizarre world of bitterness and paranoia.
It's a reasonable theory that Donald Trump is not unlike the spouse of someone who leaves him perhaps for another, who then murders their former partner because if they can't have her, nobody can. And I think Donald Trump in his solipsism may have that relationship with the world.
And if you really want an honest assessment of Donald Trump, ask a New York mafiosi gangster. Here's former Gambino crime family boss Sammy the Bull Gravano admitting Donald Trump was simply incorruptible.
I had the power of the unions. I could do all kinds of little things, but I couldn't get to him. He wouldn't bite.
That's because he's got morals.
He didn't want to do
Some
anything
morals.
like that.
Whatever.
No wonder the left hates Trump so much. Finally, I have to share this with you. Speaking about creativity, someone has taken Liam Neeson's dialogue from the kidnap thriller Taken and set it to music.
I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you let my dog go, that'll be the end of it. If you don't, I will look for you.
It
Screaming
surely
in
is a
D
world
minor.
gone mad. Thank goodness for social media and democratic creativity.
I just couldn't help but watch that one lady look like a damn frog. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm gonna stop for the afternoon. I will talk to y'all later. Have a great day. See y'all. Bye.